Hi, I'm Christina. Welcome to Soundwave TV. We're here with heavy metal overlords.
I like that overlord part.
Yeah, do you feel like an overlord?
I do now.
If you were to say, reign over a kingdom, what would be your first order of business?
Make sure all the metal bands play stuff correctly and don't make crappy music.
Do you feel that there's been a bit of a quality shift? I think maybe in the internet era, people have gotten lazier. Do you agree?
I believe they have, yeah. Quality of music, they depend too much on computer software to fix everything, and it just doesn't sound natural.
So have you guys been writing any new stuff of late?
A little bit, just having a guitar in hand, and I'm such a lazy prick that I don't bother to, do 4 tracks or anything, like my newest trick is taping riffs on my iPhone, just so I don't forget it.
Who are you guys keen to see? Obviously you're here to play, but who are you keen to check out?
Well, the other day, when we couldn't play in Sydney, Rob asked me to play with him, but I was already 5-6 drinks in. So I'm like, Rob, even though I played that song with him all through Ozfest in '99, I'm like, I'm not going to make a fool of myself or you being half sloshed up there playing a song I haven't played in 12 years. So I did go up and see Zombie that night.
Melvin's.
Of course. Have you guys enjoyed the Big 4 shows?
I had way more fun than I expected to that first week. Thought it was going to be really cool for the fans. And, I just thought, we're playing another gig, but the hang time, the dinner the day before with everybody, I just had way more fun than I thought I would. Probably my biggest new friend is Lars, because we hung out quite a bit, me and Dave and Lars. And, if there was anything going on in town, Lars would hit up Dave and say, you and King come out, and we had a good time.
It's 25 years since Rain in Blood. I mean, what's left? Would you ever do like some sort of crazy rock opera or anything really mental like that, or is that lame?
I think when you play with a orchestra, you're just masturbating yourself, and saying, we're king of the world, let's go play with an orchestra. Sorry, Metallica,
yeah.
But unfortunately you did that. But, there's so many bands that do it just, it's just masturbation, man. It was good before that.
So how's Gary been to play with?
He's amazing. He's been phenomenal. He's got the songs down. He's got the leads down. He's really tight. He stepped up.
He is awesome. I'm very, very excited. He was my first choice, and he jumped right on board, and, I don't know where I would go if I had to pick somebody else.
Could Exodus be if there was a big 5, would they be the fifth wheel, the fifth hand?
That's hard to say, because you got Testament. A little less history, you got Machine Head, who are just gigantic, and I wouldn't call ourselves a big 4.
Do you think it's a bit lame?
I think it's dated, because at the time we were the big 4, and now to say it, it's like, well, what about these other bands? I'm like, I didn't make this up. I'm just part of it,
Yeah. What's your best drummer joke?
I don't tell any, because I got the best drummer on the planet.
Do you remember the first rehearsal you guys ever had?
I think it was at Dave's place.
I knew that he was a good guitar player, and I knew he had a bunch of guitars. I was delivering pizza at the time when I met Kerry. So,
do you have any idea how awesome he was?
None.
Now, there was some talk 10 years ago that you were hesitant to get him back in the band. Is that true, or is that just internet talk?
Absolutely, and I've told Dave, I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. We've been apart for like 11 years or something. In my eyes, number one, I had no idea if he could do it. Yeah. And he came back and, right away, I'm like, yeah, this guy could do it.
What did you kind of bring back from Phantom S?
Wow. How easy stuff can be. You can just create a little more freely and easier knowing, what I've learned from Phantomus.
How does it feel sort of being back with the guys you kind of started the band with?
It's awesome, and funny story, to give you an idea, John Jackson, who's a booking agent for all the territories, he asked us to play the Rain and Blood album years ago, and we just never saw the importance of it, it didn't make sense. Yeah. And then he suggested it after David come back to the band. I went, that's not a bad idea, and we did that. We've done Seasons. We kind of initiated that play a whole record kind of thing.
Will you guys come back on a full headlining tour later this year? I know especially fans in Sydney would be pretty excited.
I want to come back to Australia anytime Australia will have us.
We'd like to say on behalf of all of Australia that we'd like to have you at least once a year.
Get the local promoter to bring us over. Yeah. Other than the long-ass plane flight, I love it here.
Yeah. Any fond memories of years gone past?
I always have good memories because I'm a reptile breeder and collector, so yeah? I get a lot of people set me up behind the scenes stuff here. I got to see some private collections this time, so I had a good little thing I could do besides wait for the show.
What draws you to reptilians?
They don't need to be taken care of every day.
Unlike bands?
Unlike anything.
They're kind of a self-sufficient animal of sorts. Are you a self-sufficient animal, Kerry?
I try to be.
Yeah.
except when I give my tour manager, grief.
Well, that's his job, really, isn't it? It's taking care.
Absolutely.
That's right. How did you sort of discover music, and what drew you to this?
How did I discover metal?
Yeah.
It was kind of a roundabout thing because I had 2 older sisters and no means of, friends that knew what metal was. So, I mean, the silly thing is I probably found metal by hearing Judas Priest on the radio for the stupid song like Living After Midnight or Breaking the Law, I'm just not down with the commercial stuff. So I get the record thinking, the singer's awesome, the guitar players are awesome. And then you hear Rapid Fire and, the real metal songs. And that was my intro, I guess.
Do you have much of a relationship with Rob? Or?
I saw Rob do a solo tour recently. And, I'm looking forward to seeing Priest this year because they've announced it's probably going to be their last run. So I'm trying to be a part of it any way we can.
How about you, Dave? How did you actually discover? Let's go. I'm just, resetting. Let's go back to the beginning.
I think it started with the real, early metal rock bands, which was like, Zeppelin, Hendrix. I would search out the heavier songs. The Wonton song, the Immigrant song from Zeppelin, or, Purple Haze or Fire from Jimi Hendrix. It was always the heavier ones that I liked. So as music, evolved, I always, gravitated towards the music that was a lot heavier.
Yeah. Well, like people like Ahmet Ertegun who signed Led Zeppelin, do you think there are people like that anymore? Who take risks? Will there be? Is it as creative as it was back then now, do you think? Or
no, I think, they try to sign things that are safe. That's safe for them to sell. They don't go out on a chance and say, hey, give this band a chance, and see what happens.
You guys have had a pretty good run now.
Yeah.
What keeps you excited, sort of playing shows these days?
I can't wait to get on stage because we've been off for 4 or 5 days, and I can't wait.
Because that was really sad in Sydney, what happened and stuff.
We were all there warming up, and then you get the plug pulled out, and it's.
Is Tom okay?
He looked good the other day.
Oh, good.
I got to see Slayer, and Slayer is the real deal.
No messing about.
No messing about, no compromises. Slayer has always stayed true to what they do, which is a very reassuring, comforting thing. It's like a chicken pot pie that's not too hot. When you make a chicken pot pie, you first pull it out, you're so hungry, you just stick it in your mouth and burns the shit out of your mouth. It's like a chicken pot pie that sat for like maybe 6 minutes, so you can actually eat it without blistering the top of your mouth, and you can enjoy it.
The show's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Gary Holt is a fucking fine addition to Slayer in Jeff's absence. And I hope everybody dug it, because I dug it.
We really hope that we get to see you guys again later in the year.
This is Dave Lombardo.
Kerry King from Slayer.
Soundwave TV.